watching to the Plain News Recap. I'm Azan Jamir bringing to you the top stories of the week. Let's have a look at the headlines first. Incessant rainfall over the past few days has triggered landslides and flooding across several districts of Nagaland, disrupting normal life and causing extensive damage to property, crops and infrastructure. In a significant operation, the Special Operations Team and police personnel in Manipur district intercepted a white Bolero SUV bearing a Nagaland police sticker, uncovering a large cache of suspected narcotics, liquor, cash and a firearm. Bangladesh's ousted and self-exiled Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was sentenced to 6 months in prison by the country's International Crimes Tribunal in a contempt of court case. And now the news in details. Incessant rainfall over the past few days has triggered landslides and flooding across several districts of Nagaland, disrupting normal life and causing extensive damage to property, crops and infrastructure. Downpour in Manipur for the past 2 nights leading to waterlogging across low-lying areas in the city, disrupting normal life and traffic snarl. Even the level of the Tansri River crossed the previous level of decades. The unprecedented downpour left several low-lying areas inundated, such as localities and roads in Hafnagarjan, Supermarket, Walford Colony, Birmingham, Tobinala, Seju Colony, Marwaripatti, Airport area and others. In several places, waterlogging caused water to flow inside homes and shops, forcing some residents to temporarily evacuate or move belongings to safer places. At several pockets of the city, vehicles were stranded as they could not pass through partially submerged roads. Residents in the affected localities said they expected authorities to initiate long-term flood mitigation measures caused mainly due to poor drainage systems and blocked culverts during every monsoon season. Meanwhile, SDRF teams are mobilized with motorboats and rescue operations are underway. In a significant operation, the Special Operations Team and police personnel in Manipur district intercepted a white Bolero SUV bearing a Nagaland police sticker, uncovering a large cache of suspected narcotics, illegal liquor, cash and a firearm. The operation took place around 3 a.m. on June 29 along the Zanapur-Chakapamar stretch of National Highway 702A, where the vehicle, a Scorpio Bolero with Nagaland registration, was intercepted based on suspected illegal activity. The police recovered an unlicensed .22 mm rifle with ammunition, 11,403 capsules of Sempex, 60 bottles of McDowell's rum, 12 cans of Kingfisher beer, 1 digital weighing scale, 1,75,000 in cash, multiple bags and suitcases used to transport the contraband. Preliminary investigation suggests that the vehicle was deliberately disguised using a fake police sticker, a method increasingly adopted by traffickers to avoid security at checkpoints. Following the seizure, 2 individuals were reportedly apprehended and all seized items have been handed over to the Zanapur police station and the case has been taken up for formal investigation. 4 people, including an elderly woman, were killed in an ambush carried out by unknown gunmen in Manipur's Churachandpur district. The ambush took place near Mojang village around 2 p.m. on June 30 when the victims were traveling in a car, a police officer said. Mojang is about 5 kilometers from Churachandpur town. Preliminary reports suggest that they were shot from a point-blank range. Another official in the Churachandpur district headquarters said. In a statement issued, the United Kuki National Liberation Army claimed responsibility for the attack. The deceased were identified as Tenkotang Haukip alias Tapi, 48, Shikojin, 34, Linkohao, 35, and women Palhing, 72. Tenkotang was the self-styled deputy commander-in-chief of Kuki National Army. Police recovered more than 12 empty shells from the spot, and additional security forces have been rushed to the area. Bangladesh's ousted and self-exiled Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was sentenced to 6 months in prison by the country's International Crimes Tribunal in a contempt of court case. Hasina has been facing multiple cases since she fled to India after deadly student-led protests in August last year, but it was the first time the former leader was sentenced in one of them. A three-member ICT tribunal led by Justice Kolam Mortuza Mozamdar delivered the verdict in their absence, noting that the sentences will take effect upon arrest or surrender. The contempt charges stem from a leaked phone recording where Hasina was allegedly heard saying, "There are 227 cases against me, so I now have a license to kill 227 people." A forensic report by a government investigative agency later confirmed the audio's authenticity. It must be mentioned that the ICT was originally set up in 2010 by Hasina's own government to try 1971 war crimes. Bangladesh interim administration led by Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus pledged to hold leaders, including Hasina, accountable for rights abuses and corruption, including the crackdown of the student-led uprising last July that toppled Hasina's regime. The tribunal has so far issued 3 arrest warrants for Hasina, including charges of crime against humanity linked to the July violence. Hasina's Awami League party remains banned while trials continue against the party and its former leaders. Supporters of Hasina dismisses the charges as politically motivated, but the interim government insists the trials are crucial for restoring accountability and rebuilding trust in Bangladesh's democratic institutions. At least 50 people, including 14 children, have died in the Texas flash flood that swept through the state. Of those dead, 8 have yet to be identified. Officials say search and rescue operations remain ongoing as 27 girls are still missing after floodwaters engulfed a Christian camp where they were spending part of their summer. Heavy rainfall continues to make its way through the Lone Star State, and the National Weather Service has issued new flood warnings across the region as residents contend with the torrential weather. The mayor of one of the worst affected towns has urged everyone to pray for his community as he signed an extended emergency declaration and requested supporters from the federal government. With children still missing, homes destroyed, and danger still looming, authorities have been asking Texans to do what they do best and stick together. Well, viewers, that's it for this week's news recap. For more news like this, you stay connected to Global Window.